This is your investment update for October 2018. Interesting month to say the least. We had a really, really bad market. So October 3rd was the peak of the market, and then after that, the market kind of began to tailspin. The S&P was down just shy of 7% during the month. But that didn't really tell the story yet. International stocks down 8 as well. Even bonds were down. Domestic bonds were down 0.8. And global bonds were down 1.1. Small caps were down 10.9. So it's just kind of a brutal month. Where we ended year to date, really the only thing that's up is the S&P 500, up an even 3% at the end of the month. It had a lot of, fell pretty hard, but it had a lot of cushion because tech stocks had run up so much. But global stocks ended the month down 3.5% for the year. So pretty much everything's down this year is what I'm getting at. Now, depending on how much risk management you had on or how much risk you had on the table, your results would have varied over the month of October. It's important to note that most of the really bad days resembled liquidity events, which means everything's being sold indiscriminately. We had days where like the NASDAQ was down over 4% one day. When that kind of thing is going on, investors really aren't thinking, they're just kind of panicking a little bit and selling. So even if you were holding what you thought was maybe a defensive sector or a defensive stock, nothing was really being sold based on fundamentals or with that kind of attitude. It was more just sell and get out of the way. That tends to happen when you have kind of a transition from a really hot market into something bad happening and people kind of panic at the beginning. And the market never really got a chance to kind of start acting more orderly on the way down. Most of the days were panicked. So if you're looking at your accounts intra-month, when you see something like that, you might kind of get surprised one day and think you should have done a little bit better on the way down. Just keep that in mind when you have kind of months like that. Anyway, the market has settled down going forward. We had the elections yesterday. There was no real surprise there, so the futures are up this morning. So it appears that we kind of rushed off October so far, and the market's going to be a little bit more orderly going forward, and probably has room to bounce a little bit.